see, can we hear her? Where is Emily? Emily, talk to me, say something. Okay, so it's definitely your audio. Go fix your audio settings. Have mom help you. It's the bottom, the little arrow, the arrow that points down next to your microphone. Okay? Go fix that. Okay, Kendall, come back to Emily. Call on someone else. Looks like Alan has a question. Alan.
What are your dog's names?
Oh, my dog's names are Belle and Lola.
Belle and Lola.
Okay.
Love it. Let's see. Oh, Emily, how about we come back to your question because mom is on the phone, okay? We'll come back to that, okay? Kendall, we'll come back to Emily's question in a little bit. Does anyone else have a question for Kendall?
Why does my computer keep just slamming on my face?
Does anyone else have a question? All right. Kendall, you just rocked. Your star student. You just presented to a class of 23 other friends. You just rocked it. So give yourself a pat on the back. Everyone give a little praise for Kendall. She did an awesome job. If you'd like to write Kendall a sweet note in the chat is open to everyone. It is only notes to Kendall. So if you'd like to write something nice to Kendall, something you enjoyed about her presentation, something you want to applaud her on, maybe another question, go ahead and type it in the chat. I'm going to give you about 2 minutes to do so. If you feel good about that, you are looking for your lesson 3 math, and I'm going to give you 3 minutes. You need your math out, as well as you need a pencil ready to go, and you have a 3-minute break. I love the kind words that I see in the chat. Thank you for using the chat appropriately. Okay, you have about 1 minute. You should have lesson 3 out. Page 51, you'll see the Dear Families. And you need a pencil out. All right, you have about 10 seconds. You're on page 51. You have a pencil out. You are ready to learn. Okay, go ahead and come on back. Come on back. Okay, let's see. Zay is ready. Thank you, Zay, for showing me you're ready to go. Emily is ready. Mia is ready. Shreya is ready. Wyatt is ready. I need your videos on. You will need, Maya's asking if we need a highlighter. You can always use a highlighter to highlight things if you'd like, but we're going to use it in math, or not in math, sorry, in writing is when we'll be using our highlighters. Kendall, did you see all the fun love notes you got from your fellow classmates in the chat? Doesn't that feel so special? You guys did such a great job saying such kind words in the chat. I'm gonna give a whole class point to everyone. So class for point for the scholars. You guys have almost earned your reward. Miss Mize really wants a coffee though, so I might have to, I'm trying to give myself some points over here, but you guys aren't letting me. Okay, so this is the letter. If any of the math doesn't make sense to you for lesson 3, then this is a letter that your parents can read to help explain it to you. So that will always be on the first page of any lesson that we do. So this week you're looking for lesson 3. And this is for your family, parents, as well as there's a little activity that you can do with your family if you'd like. So you are now on page 53, lesson 3, we're on the Explore, solving one-step word problems. And once you're on page 53, I want you to put your pencil down on top of it, and then I want you to give me eyes. Emily, you want to try your volume? You ready to try it? Okay, let's try it. I can hear you.
Hey.
Hey, did you want to give your quick question to Kendall?
Oh, where's your favorite place to go?
Favorite place to go, Kendall? That was Emily's question from earlier.
My favorite place to go.
What's your favorite place to go?
It's not opened, but my favorite place to go is the, wait. That's a hard question.
Emily's testing you, Kendall. Kendall, I can't hear you.
Because I
Oh, there we go.
go.
Where do you like to go, Kendall?
I have a
You
question.
cut out.
It depends on where. It depends on where I am. So where would I be? Like what area would I be in? And then I could answer that easier.
Anywhere.
Like,
California.
if I
Favorite
was
place to go in
at
California.
Disneyland.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Disneyland. That's
Disneyland?
my favorite place to go.
Okay. Very nice. Okay, thank you, Kendall. Thank you, Emily, for your question. Okay, this lesson, in this session of lesson 3, we're going to be drawing on addition and subtraction strategies. So now we're going to be taking all that we learned from our addition strategies, all that we learned from our subtraction strategies to decide if the word problem is addition or subtraction. So there was something that Miss Mize has had us do every single time we read a problem, and it's something with our pencil that we do to show whether we know it's an addition or subtraction problem. What is that thing that we do? Does anyone have an idea? What do we do when we're given a word problem? What do we do, Gwen, when we're reading?
Underline.
We underline. And Gwen, what are we underlining?
Important details.
Important details that explain
That tell
what?
us it's a subtraction or an addition.
Right. When you
That it's an addition or a subtraction problem.
Yes. So we are underlining. You have to now read every single problem word for word and underline words that are important that either show whether it's addition or subtraction. Ooh, I just got deja vu. Woo, that was weird. Okay. Do you guys ever get deja vu? I feel like I just saw Gwen in that same position, Anadrani in that same position, and Jet. That was weird. Okay. We're going to underline important words. So keep that in mind. Then we're going to share our models to represent problem situations. So we're going to think about how to solve unknown numbers in all positions of addition and subtraction. So all of these problems could potentially be an addition problem, or they could be a subtraction problem. So keep that in mind. So let's do this first one together. We're gonna read it and decide together whether it's addition or subtraction, and then you're going to go and solve it, okay? So following along, tracking finger, we are on Seth. Remember that we're using different strategies. It could be addition or subtraction. It could be either. So let's read this together. Seth has 9 grapes. That's something we know. We're not solving for it yet. So we know that he has 9 grapes. His dad gives him some more grapes. So his dad's now giving him grapes. Now Seth has 15 grapes. How many grapes did Seth's dad give him? What words help us understand this problem? What words help us understand this problem? Type it in the chat. What words help us understand this problem? Shazabe, I need you using the chat appropriately, please. Okay, so Alan says more. You give him more grapes. Okay. So everyone's saying gives, and then some more. Okay. Lots of more giving him. So if he's giving him, is that addition or subtraction? Type it in the chat. If he's giving him things to add to his 9 grapes that he already has, A for addition, S for subtraction. Is it addition or subtraction? Maddie, I need your screen on, please. Okay, I see lots of A's for addition. Awesome. So yes, we can be adding because he's giving him more grapes. Solve this problem any which way you want. You need to show your work. Show your work to solve this problem here on page 53. And I'm going to give you 3 minutes to solve the problem in any method you would like. Go for it. Begin. Maya, we're working on this problem now. We just read through it and we decided it was an addition problem. So now we're solving it, okay? Mia, I should see you working. Jet, we're solving this problem. Jenna, are you done? Okay. Solve it a different way. If you are done, solve it a second way. If you are done, you can do a second method. Okay, finish up your problem. Finish up your final, whatever thing you gotta finish writing down. And let's chat about this problem. Go ahead and hold up what you have. Hold up the work that you have for me. Hold up what you have so far, whether you are done or not. Hold up what you have. Wow, I see a lot of writing. I love it. See so much work. I see like 4 different methods. Yes. Awesome. Okay, so let's go over this. So Seth has 9 grapes. I'm going to draw a 10 frame. So Seth has 9 grapes. Here is the 9 that he's given. And I'm gonna represent those 9 bubbled in. And then now, his dad gives him more grapes. We don't know how much more, but now he has 15. So I can fill in the rest of my 10 frames to represent 15. And then from there, I can count and know that there is 6 grapes. That was one way I saw on papers. I also saw a number bond, which is awesome. You just need to be careful because remember that your bigger number goes at your top. So 15 was our top number. We had 9 and we're solving what is 9 plus what equals 15. You could also represent it with subtraction. Or you could represent it with addition. Okay, what other methods did I see? Type in the chat if someone else used a different method and I will do it. Anyone else use a different method? Type it into the chat. Type it into the chat, the method that you used. Okay, Jet's saying he did +1. Alan used fact families. Adrani drew a picture. Ooh, Sahaj drew a bar model, which we'll be doing more of today. Ojas did counting on. Mia, you used dots, okay, which also known as a picture. Awesome. Okay, good. So there's lots of methods. You should have gotten an answer of 6. So check your work, and you should have gotten an answer of 6. Okay, let's go move on and play with some of, let's connect it now. Because now we're still talking about that same problem. And now I'm going to show you with a few different models. So it says, look back, how many grapes did Seth's dad give him? We know that he gave him, we're trying to find out what this box is here. And we know that he gave him 6 grapes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 grapes. So he gave him 6 grapes. Write that answer on the line. So now we're going to look at different models that we could use to represent. You could always use the number bond method. So you have your whole number here, and you have your part, whole, part. And all I mean by that is two different digits are going to make one sum, one whole. So you can use models. Here's that bar model, Sahaj, that you brought up, and it looks very similar to the number bond method. So the bar model is basically, you're still putting the 15 up top, and you're saying that these two boxes represent 15. So this is how you could draw a bar model. So add your 6 in your bar model. You can also continue doing the number bond, which is what we did earlier, and you could add your number and solve it this way as well. Both of these methods represent showing that 6. You can always use a number bond or a bar model. So now let's take a look at these bar models below. The question mark and the equal sign can be in different places in the models and equations. Write the unknown number in each equation. So now you're just solving for these 3 bar models. Go ahead and fill in your answers. Go ahead and fill in your answers here for part B. So 9 plus 6 equals, writing that answer here. 15 is equal to 9 plus, fill in that answer there. Solve for the question marks. And when you have all 3 of these filled out, pencil up so I know you're ready to move on. Pencil up so I know you're ready to move on. Sahaj, I need you, or not Sahaj, I'm sorry. I was looking at Sahaj. Shazav, I need you sitting up, please. Ryan, I need your video on, please. Thank you. Okay, so let's fill these in. Check your work. 9 plus 6 equals 15. Well, 9 plus 6 equals 15. 15 is equal to 9 plus 6. These are the different bar models. So now, look at one of the equations you wrote, one of these. How does the equations show the problem? How does this represent the problem we just did on the front page? Use your words. How does this represent? Well, we could say the 9 shows what? Fill in the blank. The 15 shows fill in the blank. The 6 shows write your response. Explain to me what these numbers represent. Go ahead and reflect. And I'm going to give you 3 minutes to do reflection, and I'm going to call on a friend to read their reflection. So be ready to share your reflection. What does the 9 show? What does the 15 show? What does the 6 show? So I should see writing. I see Jane working hard. I can see Jet writing. I see Jalen and Zay writing. Awesome. This is your reflection.
We're supposed to write what the 9 shows and the 15 shows and the 6.
What do each one of those numbers represent? And if you need to, Adrani, go back and look at the page before that has the problem. I think that'll help guide you. Shreya will go over it in just a second, okay? You have about 45 seconds to finish your final thoughts, and then we'll talk about it. Because I know this is a little hard. It's hard to put your math into words. I get it. So we'll talk about it. Okay, 10 seconds, finish your sentence, and pencil down giving me eyes. Okay, let's talk about this. I know it's difficult to put words and explain your reasoning with math, but if you can explain your reasoning with words and sentences, then you will 100% always understand what's going on in the math. So let's just think about this for a second. We have 9 grapes. What does the 9 represent? Type in the chat. What did the 9 represent? What did the 9 represent? Type it into the chat. What does the 9 represent? I see grapes. Who has the grapes? Ooh, Bailey's being more specific. She's saying what Seth started with. Shreya's saying because there was 9 grapes. Yes. So the 9 shows how many grapes Seth started with. You do not need to write this. I want you just listening. Then what does the 15 show? Let's go back and look. What did the 15 represent? His dad gives him some more grapes. Now Seth has 15 grapes. What does that represent? What does the 15 represent? The amount of grapes Seth has in, write it in the chat.
Oh,
I see the total, all, yes. So the 15 represented how many grapes Seth had in all. Shows the in all. Okay, so then what did the 6 represent? I need you muted. The 6 represented what? What does that 6 represent? Those 6, what? Gives him some more grapes. What does the 6 represent? Who's giving the grapes? Who gave Seth the grapes? Type it into the chat. Good. Seth's dad. Yes. Okay, so the 6 shows how many grapes his dad gave him. That's all it's asking you. So it's just asking you to reflect on what these 3 numbers mean. 9 plus 6 equals 15. Yeah, they're numbers, but we were using them in a word problem. So we're just explaining that reasoning. Okay, your independent practice today. You are going to look at the word equation. Think of an equal sign when you hear the word equation. So you're going to be doing a definition. What does the equal sign represent? What is the definition of an equation? It's your own words, your own opinions, your own thoughts. You're going to write a definition there. Your illustration, draw me some sort of picture that represents an equation. I think you can get that one. And then give me an example of an equation And then give me an example, a non-example, which means something that isn't an equation. Okay, try your best on that. If something doesn't make sense on that, skip it and move on. And then it says, why do the equations 7 plus blank equal 15 and 15 minus blank equal 7 have the same solution? So explain the reasoning here. Why are these equations the same? How are they the same? Okay, and that'll be one sentence there. On page 56, you're then given a problem, and it says, show your work. Folia has 8 berries. Her dad gives her some more berries. Now Folia has 13 berries. How many berries did Folia's dad give her? Very similar problem to the problem we just did about Seth and his dad. Okay. And then it says to write your solution here. So write your answer after you show your work. And then it says check your answer. So you need to solve it a second method. Show your work in some other way to represent what you did up here. So there should be 2 methods and your answer. Okay.
Miss Mize, which page?
You're going to be doing page 55 and 56. It's on the slides, as well as, I'm going to pull up the slides real quick. This is not the slides. This is the slides. There's also lots of videos there on the right-hand side, connect. If you still need help after doing pages 55 and 56, watch those videos today and skip extra math. If this makes sense to you, I want you to go straight to extra math. That is what you are working on, and then at 10 o'clock, switch over to phonics, to SIPs. Okay, and then the rest of you guys, I will see, well, everyone else I'll see at 11:40. Addison and Wyatt, I'm gonna see you at 10:30. Remember, you're going straight into iReady reading lessons after recess, okay? And Spanish is on your own today. Questions on that? If you have no questions, you may go get started, and I will see you at 11:40. Addison and Wyatt, I'll see you at 10:30. If you have questions, hang out here and we'll ask in just a minute. Shreya, question.
I still don't understand the 9 and everything. So can we? Is that explaining the 9 and everything on the still needs help and stuff? Like,
Do you want it back up? Is that what you're asking?
no, what I'm saying on the slides on the still need help. Are they still help for the 9 shows that the 15 shows that the 6 shows that, like, is that on the slide, on the still need help slide?
It's not on the slide, but this was just thinking about it. Shreya, you know it, and I know you know it because you type it in the chat. You know it. It's just asking you to think of these as not numbers. So using these numbers, looking at these numbers to explain what this word problem is talking about. That's all it was asking you. So Shreya, when we look at the 9, it's all the 9 represents is how many grapes Seth has. And then his dad gives him some more grapes. So the 6 represents the grapes that he was given from his dad. Now Seth has 15 grapes. That was the total in all of how many grapes that he had previously and that his dad gave him. That's all it was asking, is just for you to put it into words. Does that make sense? Oh, she's gone. Adrani, do you have any questions?
I was going to say, I don't understand page 55.
Okay, page 55. So the word equation, Adrani, what does the word equation mean in your own words? When I say, Adrani, what's an equation? What do you say back to me?
Equation is like if someone gives you like
You're going somewhere. Keep going.
5 plus 6 or something like that. That's an equation.
Okay, so Adrani, what I'm hearing you say is an equation needs to have some sort of addition, subtraction, some sort of symbol, and then it also needs an equal sign. So write that in your own words here. So an equation
Yeah.
has an equal sign and some sort of addition, subtraction, maybe a division, multiplication sign. Okay, so now give me an example. Give me the example you just gave of an equation.
Oh, equation kind of is like an equation if someone asks you like what's like 2 plus 2.
Okay,
That's kind of what
2 plus 2 equals what?
4.
That's an equation. There's an example of an equation.
Mhm.
Now show some sort of illustration that represents this. Then Adrani, this one's where it gets tricky, a non-example. So here's an example of a proper equation. What's an example of an equation that's not proper? A non-example. What would it be missing? How about this?
Like that, like
Is that an equation?
something-
Is 8 plus 1 an equation?
Mm, yeah.
It's a partial equation because what is it missing, Adrani? What's it missing?
Oh, it's missing what it equals.
Yeah, it's missing that the equal sign and the answer.
The equal sign.
So that's an example of a non-equation right there. So how about 2 plus 2? Also an example of a non-equation because there's no equal sign. Okay. Does that make more sense?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and copy that down. Ojas, how do you feel?
Good, but what do you write in my illustration?
Under illustration, so I want you to draw this. Represent this with pictures. 2 plus 2 equals 4.
Oh,
Be
okay.
with pictures. It can be with any picture. Anything.
Okay. Can we even do equations?
Say that one more time.
Can we do equations?
No, I want an illustration. So if you want to represent this 2 with something, and then this 2 with something, and then your total. So you could do circles, stars, hearts, any of those. So let's say 2 stars plus another 2 stars equals 4 stars. I just drew a picture to represent it. Draw something else.
Okay.
Okay. Mia, how are we doing? Good? Okay. Addison, how are we doing? Does this help? Going over it together? Okay.
Can I leave now?
Yeah, you can leave when you're good to go. This is independent practice.